This is only the beginning. The sum of Earth's magnificent energy will be mine. I have won!
Have I saved Cybertron, only to destroy the Earth?
Ironhide was one of the oldest and toughest Autobots around, but even he was touched, staring at his homeworld in the middle of all of this chaos.
I never thought I'd be sad to see Cybertron.
Optimus joins his troops, worried that even though his actions may have saved Cybertron, he's cost the Earth its future. Ironhide reassures his leader and friend that he only did what he had to do, what any of them would have done. Though comforted by this affirmation from Ironhide, Prime knows they must now do all they can to ensure that his choice was the best one. As the Autobots stare at the ominous majesty of their planet, Spike has eyes only for one thing, a problem that concerns him more than even the Earth ripping itself apart: his father.
The Decepticons will triumph! Join me, Spike. Join the conquerors.
Dad.
Look, I told you. Don't call me that.
The bewilderment and utter heartbreak is shown on Spike's face, but he can't give up on his father or the Earth. He hears Megatron bellowing on in his usual megalomaniacal monologuing about how now the Decepticons will rule the universe forever, and Spike's despair turns to rage at Megatron, spurring him into action.
Now there will be no power in the universe to resist me. Decepticon rule forever!
Forever's shorter than you think.
Spike runs to the pylon nearest him, his intuitive aptitude with machines helping him take control of it, as he aims it directly at Megatron, hoping to blast him to bits. Ironically, it's only a warning from Sparkplug that alerts Megatron and saves his chassis. But Spike does succeed in blowing away one of the other pylons. This nearly knocks down Thundercracker and stirs Starscream to order all Decepticons to fight back and follow him to victory. This initial barrage takes its toll on the Autobots, with Ravage even taking Optimus to the ground. But then it's almost as if Earth itself was resisting the Decepticons. Or at least, their own grand plan was already beginning to backfire on even them. The Decepticons, in their great advantage in the air, find that the very winds, blowing at their hurricane speeds, are causing them more trouble than they'd anticipated.
That'll teach you to play with fire, Blundercracker!
Yeah, I heard of a hot foot, but that's the first hot nose I ever saw.
It's good the Autobots are still trying to see the best of a bad situation, but Rumble aims to make that situation much, much worse for them. Before he has a chance, though, the very ground he's on betrays him before he can act. Megatron sees the situation is growing out of control and knows the Decepticons must take this win and regroup if they wish to retain their advantage. He orders Soundwave to clear the area using powerful audio disruptor waves, which are harmful even to the other Decepticons, but especially the Autobots. These disruptor waves seem to counteract the Hypno-Chip control, at least for most of the humans in range. Optimus reluctantly orders the Autobots to retreat, transforming to roll for it, his trailer emerging from wherever it tends to go to join him in their escape. The other Autobots follow. Spike is less affected than Bumblebee by these waves, tending to his friend and making sure he can transform to get them out of there. Spike spies his father across the field, climbing into Skywarp. It would seem Dr. Archeville's increase of power to Sparkplug's Hypno-Chip earlier has insulated him from the disruption of the audio waves, much to Spike's anguish. Most of the other humans are making a break for it, though, as Wheeljack observes and makes note of. Dr. Archeville is also taking note, but isn't too worried, as they can always capture more slaves. Soundwave ceases with the disruptor waves, their job well done. With the increasing storms rising in intensity, Megatron begins preparations to move out. But Starscream is livid at his leader.
Here are your orders, Thundercracker.
What is your excuse, Megatron? You let the enemy get away!
Cross me again, Starscream, and I'll reduce you to titanium fragments.
But we had the Autobots disoriented. We could have eliminated them.
We'll do that at our leisure, when our more important work is done. You have had the only warning I intend to give.
Megatron has always been nettled by Starscream's vexing nearsightedness. Despite Starscream's skill and respectable ambitions, he never seems to grasp the big picture and grand purpose of the Decepticon cause. At their underwater base, Dr. Archeville has thoroughly been studying Sparkplug's Hypno-Chip, using it as a basis for a new upgraded version. Having removed the old one, the lucid Sparkplug silently strains to resist. But Dr. Archeville once more succeeds in grafting this new and improved chip behind Sparkplug's ear. As Rumble goes to remove this human from the lab, Dr. Archeville notifies Megatron of his need for more raw material, more subjects for his Hypno-Chips. Megatron assures Dr. Archeville he will be provided with all the subjects he needs. Laserbeak is already on it, terrorizing two poor human security guards, who run in absolute fear of this foul mechanical menace. Laserbeak makes off with both of them on what must have been a horrifying flight over the ocean for them. He roughly deposits them in a pit in front of Megatron as he oversees this operation. They scream and pound on the wall of their prison before rings of energy enclose them into a tight space. Rumble comes waltzing in, ever happy to bully around some Earthmen. He yanks one of them through the energy beams, sending a painful shock through the victim's body, and simply laughs.
You humans sure can't take it.
Soundwave reports to Megatron a message from Shockwave that they must soon begin shipments of energy, as Cybertron is at critical levels after this event of moving the planet through a giant space bridge. Megatron orders that Shockwave be assured he will soon have enough energy to power Cybertron for eternity. While the Decepticons have been busy kickstarting the next phase of their operation, the Autobots have been having trouble navigating through the myriad of storms and natural disasters on their way back to base, dividing into separate groups, hoping that at least one of them will safely get back to the Ark. Bumblebee is having a hard time keeping up with his group, though, the winds pushing his tiny frame around. He laments all this to Spike, whose mind is definitely somewhere else. Bumblebee bumps a rough bit of rock, popping a tire, and even this doesn't jar Spike back to his senses until Bumblebee starts shaking him and shouting. Spike comes to as he hops out to give Bumblebee a hand changing out the spare. Man, wish we could all have a car that does as much of this itself as Bumblebee. Just as they finish up, the ground begins to quake once again, and Spike spies a crack in the earth as the ground beneath Bumblebee begins to rend apart. Before Bumblebee can move, he's caught over the crevice, but is able to transform, hoping to get out of its way. Spike jumps to assist his friend with a boost, but the rocks give way beneath his feet. Bumblebee manages to save Spike from a nasty fall, yet they hang there helplessly as Laserbeak, prowling for more prospective humans for Hypno-Chips, comes soaring by. Snatching Spike directly out of Bumblebee's hands, Bumblebee lunges to save his human friend, but slips and falls deep into the crevice as Spike calls out to him, watching him fall below.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Laserbeak's journey back luckily went over another band of Autobots, who spot him first, with Bluestreak startling the bird-brained Decepticon with his Volt beams. Laserbeak drops Spike, but Hound transforms, heading out to make a daring catch, bringing his little human buddy to safety. Laserbeak dives to attack. Sharpshooting gunner Bluestreak then nails Laserbeak, happy to burn off some mechanical feathers from him, making him turn tail. As happy as Spike is to be rescued, Windcharger wonders where Bumblebee is, and Spike worries if Bumblebee survived his fall. At the crevice, Hound uses his sensors to scan the bottom for their small yellow pal, barely able to detect his energy signature. Windcharger hurriedly activates his magnetic tractor beam, hoping they pull up more than just broken yellow parts. It takes a great strain, but Windcharger just manages to get Bumblebee up to where they can grab him. After giving him a fun bit of mockery for getting himself into trouble, the good-natured Bumblebee laughs it off, feeling full of luck, even though he's low on Energon. The other Autobots transform, as Hound happily gives both Spike and Bumblebee a lift. The Decepticons, meanwhile, are preparing their first shipment of Energon cubes to Cybertron, though Dr. Archeville wonders why they're sending it with one of his slaves, that slave being Sparkplug. Megatron almost gleefully explains that the Autobots wouldn't dare shoot Skywarp down if he has a human on board. Dr. Archeville complains they can't control the slaves on Cybertron away from his control station. Megatron simply explains that they've now managed to replicate his Hypno-Chip technology on Cybertron already, and Archeville begins to worry if he's being shut out of this operation. He reminds Megatron that he's been promised the Earth, to which Megatron assures he shall receive it. At least, what's left of it. Skywarp heads out, making the flight to Cybertron. And we see it still in close proximity to the Earth, so much that the gravity of it continues to cause massive geological catastrophes all around the planet. This includes the volcano of Mount St. Hilary, where the Autobot Ark now lays. The volcano threatens to burst with newly awakened activity, while Ratchet, Wheeljack, and Optimus Prime work on plans to counter these catastrophes and save this beautiful planet. They themselves lack the strength to stand against the elements of Earth, but Wheeljack motions to activate the toughest Autobots of them all.
Look at the monitors. You must help stop these disasters.
Me, Grimlock, not care. Whole planet fall apart. Make no difference to me, Grimlock.
With you on it?
Hadn't thought of that. Dinobots, transform!
These natural disasters are wreaking havoc on the Decepticons as well, interrupting their second shipment to Cybertron, as giant ocean waves and shifting currents topple debris on their underwater base. The ground shifts, Thundercracker slides, Energon cubes dislodge and explode all around. and Starscream can't help but sarcastically comment on the brilliance of Megatron's plan in all this. Skywarp attempts to return to base, but the docking tower module that acted as its entrance is toppled and broken apart, flooding many internal bays. As the Decepticons attempt to escape the chamber's flooding, it short-circuits many systems inside, blocking their exit. Megatron takes to blowing apart the blast doors himself as he and the others move to safer ground. At the Autobot base, within the attached Auxiliary Engineering Lab and Medical Center, Spike sat alone, holding his father's favorite wrench. We also see in this moment one of my most favorite things about Optimus Prime. Even with the world in chaos and the Decepticons at their most dangerous threat level yet, Optimus is still empathetically aware of his troops and allies all around him. Knowing the turmoil Spike has been going through ever since his father was abducted by the Decepticons, he takes the time to check on Spike's well-being, to offer aid, encouragement, and great reassurance to this young and promising human in his charge. That quality is part of the reason Optimus Prime still stands as an icon of heroism to this day, even more than his battle prowess or courageous deeds. While he and Spike converse, wondering why it is humans are now working with the Decepticons, Optimus admits it's puzzling, but also confounding, as they certainly can't deal with humans the way they would with Decepticons. But before their conversation can continue, a tremor is felt throughout the entire mountain, shaking all of the Autobots within. Teletran 1 reports the volcano is erupting, and Prime orders the Autobots to evacuate. It's always been fascinating to me as a kid that the respective bases of the Autobots and Decepticons are represented with an active volcano and the bottom of the ocean. The dichotomy of these representations of fire versus water are interesting, almost as if the warm and fiery passion of the Autobots is contrasted to the cold darkness and secrets of the Decepticons, shown even in the very places either side calls home. And at this time, both bases are being drastically affected by the true home of the Transformers. While the Autobots make a hasty exit, we catch a glimpse of Skyfire, another symbol of icy coolness of the Decepticons, versus the warmth and comfort of the Autobots, follow behind his car robot brothers. They all muster outside the base at a safer location, but Ironhide spots that within the eruption of gases from the mountain, a handful of their friends are being blown out the upper levels of the base. An alarmed Skyfire knows exactly what to do. Transforming, he takes off and expertly catches his friends, saving them from a grisly fall.
Have no fear, Skyfire's here!
Optimus is certainly grateful to this latest addition to his forces, but Ironhide knows they'll lose the base unless someone puts a stop to this. Even with Spike calling out to him, Ironhide bravely enters back inside their headquarters. Spike wonders what he could possibly do in there, and Optimus only hopes that his old friend makes it back alive. Ironhide carefully enters the deepest depths of the caves inside the mountain, where molten lava boils and bursts, threatening to erupt into the base, destroying it. Before it has the chance, though, Ironhide analyzes the best spot above to fire and cause a great amount of rock to fall and plug this pot before it can boil over.
Yeah, when you got it, use it.
The crew outside cheer as they see Mount St. Hilary quiet back down to rest once more, seeing Ironhide was successful. Wheeljack approaches Prime, commenting that he hopes the Dinobots are having as good a luck as Ironhide. We cut to Sludge stomping through a forest, using his seismic abilities to open the ground beneath. The other Dinobots show us why, as they prepare defenses against the impending tidal wave approaching the coast. Grimlock digs more trenches, while Sludge and Swoop work together to provide lumber for Slag to prepare and toss over to Snarl, who then uses it to construct a wall against the watery destruction. Grimlock finishes his work as the wave draws near, and the Dinobots watch their handiwork pay off, with the great tidal wave diminishing under the defenses of the mighty Dinobots. Back at the Ark, it seems Teletran 1 and its Sky Spy have compiled some disturbing reports. Reports Optimus and his advisors worry will adversely affect Spike. Spike was already too close to hear, though. Optimus opts to not hide the facts from Spike and trusts his maturity to handle the news. He relays to Spike that his father has been transported to Cybertron. This worries Spike greatly, sending an overwhelming feeling through him that his father is growing ever more distant from him, both mentally, emotionally, and now even physically. If something isn't done soon, his father may truly be lost to him forever. Spike passionately pleads with Optimus to allow him to go to Cybertron with Skyfire and do anything they can to rescue his father. This sentiment was definitely already being felt by the other Autobots, eager to do more than they already had. Spike's speech to them stirs all of their sparks, as several of the rest of them volunteer to go with. Their certitude and the promise of finding out more of how the Decepticons are controlling humans convince Optimus to allow this special mission. And with that, Skyfire transforms, and this strike unit goes aboard as he rockets off, heading to a planet that Skyfire himself hadn't been to for even many more millions of years than the rest of them. Trailbreaker begins hatching a plan to break in undetected, but it seems some Decepticon anti-aircraft missiles have found them. Wheeljack suggests Skyfire use missile shields as they prepare for impact, but Skyfire isn't worried, as he skillfully outmaneuvers and outruns the missiles instead.
Can't waste the energy. Hang on, we'll outrun them.
Man, that's flying.
Hey, watch it!
Sorry. Guess I was a little too anxious to get on my feet.
Skyfire's apology to BRAWN serves as a reminder of how long it's been since he was last on Cybertron. And surely he must have noticed the havoc that millions of years of war and depletion of its resources have caused since then. But Spike can't help but be in awe of the technological and futuristic marvel that Cybertron appears to his eyes. This fascinates Bumblebee, as to him, it just looks like home. While the others continue to plan their infiltration, we see just how out of his element Spike is as he trips a trap, the floor opening below him, sending him down into the unknown. Bumblebee doesn't even hesitate to follow and aid his buddy. But Wheeljack, Trailbreaker, and Skyfire are too big. BRAWN can fit, though, and it's a good thing, too, because despite his smaller stature, he's one of the strongest and toughest Autobots of all. Working together, they use their small size to exit through a vent and find themselves somewhere deep inside the Decepticon citadel. Expecting more booby traps around any corner, they know they must keep moving forward, not knowing what or whom they could run into at any second. Eventually stumbling into an area they'd hoped to find, based on Teletran's intelligence reports, they're fortunately right in the heart of the Decepticons' Hypno-Chip control center, replicated from Dr. Archeville's technology. Spike is sure this is how they must be controlling his dad, and BRAWN risks calling Wheeljack on the comm, reporting their findings to the others, but also being wary of alerting certain Decepticons of their presence via this transmission. The message sent, Bumblebee hears someone coming, and the Autobots hide. It's Sparkplug, and it makes sense he'd be confined to these Hypno-Chip labs. Spike seizes this chance to use his dad's favorite wrench, hoping to once again spark that clarity in Sparkplug's mind that Spike had seen before. It seems to be working, as Sparkplug spots his wrench, knowing it couldn't possibly be on Cybertron. Spike chances revealing himself, but the upgraded Hypno-Chip on Sparkplug causes him to see Spike as an enemy.
Hi, Dad.
Spike, what are you... Oh! An invader! The Decepticons must be alerted!
Dad! Dad, don't!
Must sound alarm!
The tear that falls from Spike's eye always got to me, watching this as a kid. Feeling the loss that Spike must have felt in that moment at his father's flagrant betrayal. Now the Decepticons have surely been alerted. They would soon come, and it would take a miracle for Spike, Bumblebee, and BRAWN to make it out of this one. The Earth was still in great peril, and despite their hiccups, the Decepticon plan to gather immense energy from these cataclysms was succeeding. Optimus Prime's forces were already spread thin, trying to contain the catastrophes wherever they could, as he and the others worked to save the Earth. Spike was facing the terrifying truth that his father Sparkplug was completely gone. But the tiniest glimmer of hope was there that he could possibly be rescued still. In the heart of the Decepticon citadel, Spike and his Autobot companions now face the impossible odds of escaping.